everybody, welcome to my channel. This is the first ever Soulful Sessions with Spirit, and we are doing our first series, which is the anger management series, and today we are discussing how to forgive your ex-spouse or ex-lover and move on in a healthy way. So I could be talking directly to your situation or just collectively, although I picked the topic this time and I drew specific decks for this, and I am currently making a new channel deck just for this. I haven't finished it yet, but we have 20 weeks of this, so bear with me. I will be debuting it soon. But this is still a channeled message even though I picked the topic. So I'm going to let Spirit take the lead on what aspect, where we're going to start, and what we're talking about inside this. Well, this is a collab, so I picked the game plan, and they're backing me up, if you will. These are some quotes, proverbs, quotes from famous people, books, ones I made, things that are going to help me get a perspective on some advice that you need in your life right now. You know, I like to start with you. So we're going to do this and a deck for personal advice to you, and then we're going to get into the full therapy. I always start it with you in your life right now before we dig deep. I am a shaman. I start with the healing chant first. All right. It's better to know and be disappointed than to never know and always wonder. Hope is being able to see that there is a light despite all the darkness. Desmond Tutu said that. As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart. Proverbs 27:19. Okay. I mean, this is a really good place for the topic we're on. It's better to know and be disappointed than to never know and always wonder. As in, it's better to know someone is not right for you and to end a situation than be in a situation or a relationship that's cold, heartless, or wrong and wonder back in your, like, say this happened to you in your 20s, this breakup or current energy, and you go 40 years down the road and you are still in this miserable relationship that led you to a life of no love and being alone, and you always wondered if you got out, what would your life have been like? Well, you don't have to wonder because your life's going to be better. This is like Spirit coming in to remind you that everything happens for a reason, and even though it's hard and hurtful and not always something we see coming, it is always genuinely for the betterment of our lives and our future and our hearts. It's better to know someone's shitty than to be stuck in a trap like or an illusion. As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart. This is about living your truth. A lot of people, you know, with social media and the way the world is, feel the need to play a certain role in life, and therefore we play a certain role in love, and we often delude ourselves and get ourselves into situations that aren't necessarily real, that look good, that feel good, but that aren't true in our heart, isn't something we really want, even though it looks great on your social media or it looks great on your application or whatever. We always seem to, or we're leading towards more as a people for doing things more for show than from heart. So this is Spirit saying, allow your life to be your truth, as live your truth. Love who you really love and live the way you really want to live, no matter what's going on. Hope is being able to see that there is a light despite all the darkness. Despite all the conflict and all the pain and all of this, there is healing. There is a lesson to learn from it, and there's growth to be had, and you become a better version of yourself. Even we don't really grow and change and become better without pain and heartbreak and sorrow and difficulty and putting up with shit that just makes us want to cry and break. That's what makes a champion. That's what makes a warrior. That's what makes a strong character. Let's get some advice for you. Nourish your body with high vibing energy. Yes, the best thing, this is a great place to start when you're going through a breakup, when you're trying to really heal from a love situation. The best thing you can do, because our hearts are all jumbled up, our minds are all jumbled up. You can't just jump out of the gate and go right into therapy. Our bodies are a machine. Our machine is down. So the first thing we need to do is get our machines running good. I know we might have a few screws loose, but as long as the major functions are going good, like we're eating, we're getting enough sleep, we're showering, we're taking care of ourselves, we're getting fresh air, we're eating good stuff, like put good stuff in your machine. The worse you feel, the more you should be self-loving. The more you want to eat junk food and cry, the more you should be eating healthy food and getting up off the couch. Yes, it's important to give into it for a minute. It's okay to have a day or two on the couch and have a good cry and watch a rom-com and write some poems, maybe even a week. But don't dwell in it. This is where we all get stuck in our depression, is dwelling in things for too long. Either we go too hard and we dive into diets, or we go extreme with revenge bodies, or we go the other way and stop self-caring and we're in our pajamas and we're not going out with our friends. My life is over, my love is over. And I feel like there's two drastic aspects, and this is just Spirit reminding you a healthy way is to just make a plan for your day. Like, nobody likes to go by a script, but when you're healing, when your heart's broken, sometimes it's just better to go by a script and not have to think about it, because your mind is just jumbled up and you just got too much on your mind. So also by having a schedule helps you keep your mind focused. Like, okay, now we're going to do meditation, eat breakfast, take a shower, I'm going to go take a walk, I'm going to call my friend. Like, if you literally have to block out your day so you're not sitting there crying all day, that is still healthy, because you're proactive and doing something that's negative. So Spirit's reminding you to treat your body like a machine, and when you can't think clearly and when everything is going crazy in here, make everything out here as calm and everything in here as calm as possible, because that's only going to help you relax. Clean your space, organize your stuff. I get my best thinking and my best ideas come when I'm cleaning or doing laundry or, taking a walk. Like, things that are getting your mind moving. Let's talk a little bit about your energy, collectively majority energy, as far as where you're at in your love situations, before I start getting into what we need to be working on. Collectively, Spirit, and this anger man. Okay. Flying off the handle, I heard. Yes, a lot of hot tempers. We all have a lot of reasons to be upset. And I feel like a lot of the world issues kind of get jumbled up in our love stuff. So this is an anger management series, and we're going to be talking about other aspects of our lives in anger. But I think our lovers get the majority of our... that's what I'm getting at. Goldfish, put yourself in a position that allows you to reach your full potential. Remember what I said, when we go through these breakups or we have these terrible situations, because I'm teaching you how to heal, so these are relationships that are over or ending. Don't put yourself in a position to become more toxic or more angry. Like, if you are in a very difficult spot and you're angry and you're punching holes in the wall, it's probably not a good day to start drinking some beers with your friends, driving around and smashing mailboxes and doing stupid shit because you're pissed off. Maybe try a blunt instead of alcohol. Or better yet, take a walk, take a breath, and don't do anything but zen. Like, just be aware of your emotions in that moment, because I think a lot of us get in trouble. We have this heartbreaking moment. We go out, we get drunk, we do stupid shit, or you sleep with someone you didn't want to sleep with, and that maybe you have a baby on accident. Well, you didn't really need that fucking headache. You could have avoided it if you recognize that drinking today is not a good idea, because up here and right here is fucked up. So right now, you will get to the point when you want to go out and let loose and be like, wow, that's part of a breakup, I feel, for everybody. A night eventually of, I'm just going to go out and fuck fuck off and have some fun. And you have a right to do that, and that's, I feel like, healthy. But make sure you're doing it on a day that isn't going to land you in jail or a really stupid mistake because you're hot-headed or just angry. Is it really a good day for you to be out in public? Probably not. So don't do it. Don't add fuel to the fire. Also, when you drink, like sometimes you drunk dial or you'll show up at your ex's house and that's embarrassing, and you don't want to have to wake up the next day like, why did I do that? Save yourself the embarrassment. Platypus, we are a curated gallery of our influences. Don't be going through photos. Like, this is a problem with social media, okay? Everybody gets in a relationship, they post photos together, and then you break up, and then you sit there and you scroll, and you have to go through, and you have to, like, delete all the pictures, and you have to change your relationship status. It's a whole thing, and everyone's like, oh my God, their status changed. There's no pictures that they break up, and it becomes a whole thing, and it becomes stressful. So perhaps maybe none of us should be putting anybody on our social medias until maybe you've been together for like a year or you're married or something. I feel like as a collective, social media is always a sting, because if it's not cleaning out our own pages, you still have them in your feed, your exes, and then they meet someone, and then you scroll down and you see the picture, and then you have a day, and then it's like sad. Like, delete them from your view. Delete the pictures. When you are in a healthy place, I did it the next day. I mean, people said that I was cold and heartless as fuck, but I protected myself. I still have shit on there that pops up. I'm like, ugh, delete. I don't want to see it every day. That's why I did it the next day, and I feel like that's healthy. Like, if you are a scroller and you're going to be stalky on social media, know that about yourself and cut yourself off before you go down a rabbit hole that's going to lead you further into depression. Mud skipper, see the world from different perspectives. It is the hardest, at least it was for me, the hardest thing about healing from a breakup was seeing their side of it. Because of course, when you break up, you feel wronged, you feel angry, like it's all their fault. Everybody goes through that, whether it be a day or a week or a very long time. But in order to truly heal, you really have to see the other side of it. It's annoying, and nobody likes it. It's not a good time, but it is real, and you do need to see your mistakes to grow and become a better person and not repeat it in your next relationship. So, where to go from here? Maybe I pulled too many decks, because now I'm like, what one's first? Let's talk about the moment of breakup. Let's start there. I feel like that's, even though most of you have already had this, it's still, this is a point of memory that you go back to a lot in your healing. Points of breakup. Let's talk about this, Spirit. Diamond, Radiance. And they're recognizing that on both sides of a breakup, this is the pivotal moment of healing. The breakup either causes the most damage or becomes the most healing of it all. How you end a relationship is vital to both of your healing processes. So if it's very violent, it's very, vague, anything like that where there's like no real closure, or it's really hard closure, not the closure you would want, that's very damaging. That's going to be a damage for both sides. It's going to be something that you're mulling over and nitpicking again and again. If it's very peaceful and you sit down and you've said everything you needed to say, and it's very, you have those cries and you hug each other and I wish you best, I feel like it is a better heal. But I feel like the ouch is the same either way, but I think it's an easier heal when it's peaceful and you have said all you've needed to say. But we don't always get that. That's actually a very rare thing. What else do we need to know about the point of breakup? Stars, navigation, yes. Everything is fated to either... Ooh, I gotta go switch my laundry in a second. Like, we have a choice in who we love. There's freedom of choice. But when we choose wrong, the moment of the point when we choose it, There's always going to be a fated end to it because it's not something that was meant on our path. So what is always meant for us is never going to end because the point of intersection doesn't create a point of exit because that is a part of your path. So whatever ends, no matter when you started and for how long it went on, it was always destined to end because Spirit said, okay, they made this choice and they need to learn something clearly. You know, this is a part of their plan. They have free will, but it's ending down here. Sorry about you. You chose wrong. They'll figure it out eventually, but it's ending down here. So this is Spirit saying it was always going to end. The how is really irrelevant. What you need to focus on is what is meant for you and who is meant for you never goes away. There is no point of ending. Forever. Forever, ever. Doesn't happen. Unless it's forever, ever, you're staying. Anything else we need to know about the point of breakup? Desert, thirst. It's usually, completion is because you weren't flourishing. There was no room to growth. Even if you felt it was happy and the rug was pulled under you and you didn't see it coming, eventually you would have. You weren't getting something you needed. Whether it was equal give and take, being treated fairly and justly, there was no passion, it was just dried up. It was meant to end. Conclusion. Not for you. Nothing could grow from this. Nothing is prospering from this, so you're right to let it die. Again, resorting back to the fact that everything that is meant for you stays, and what is not meant for you will always fall away, no matter how hard you fight. So, understand that diversity is going to come. When you make the choice, that's your choice. God will back you up. But if you make the wrong choice, they still back you up by replacing it later with the right choice and trying their best to protect you from the hurt. But diversity is what causes the lesson. It's what makes you see as a human being that, oh, this person wasn't right. I didn't like this thing. You become more spiritual in yourself. Oh, I don't like that. Or, oh, that hurt me, so I know not to do that. You have to face diversity. You have to face pain. There is no growth without pain. They wish they could protect you from it, but that's just not realistic. All right, I'm going to pause and go get my laundry. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So 52 minutes and I get to fold it and put it away. Yay. Let's talk about... Let me pause it again because I just threw my deck across the entire room. I'm just going to fucking hit my pen today. I'm dying. Probably not going to help my lungs, but I really don't care at this point. Let's talk about why. So we talked about the point of breakup. What else? Let's talk about why, for majority, why rough breakups happen. Faith. Get a few more. Why do rough breakups majority happen? Understanding the why can help. One more. Okay, I guess we're getting two. Makes sense. So faith can come into it as far as spiritual beliefs, having two different outlooks on life and morale, like having two different moral compasses, two different upbringings or spiritual beliefs can cause great differences in relationships. Also, like one has more faith in the relationship and putting the work in, and the other one is not. Lack of faith could play into it. Insecurity is the number one. Spirit is saying, like, people I'm going to leave you before you leave me. Cheating stuff. But I feel like the majority of I'm going to leave you before you leave me, self-sabotaging energy. Forgiveness, pain causes a lot of breakups, whether it's like physical grief and people going through a loss and they don't always act in the best version of themselves, and it can dredge out for a while, like slip in depression, anger, like addictions, cheating scandals, the lack of forgiveness, or pretending to forgive but not letting it go and continuously dreading stuff up causes a lot of breakups. And complacency, not really being happy, like just being in that comfort zone, like I don't necessarily love this person or like my life, but I don't want to be alone. And then a lot of it is people not feeling like they're being appreciated, like one feeling like they're doing more than the other. Lying and deceit is another reason for a lot of the big nasty breakups. And recovery, this is like addiction or just two very toxic people, like two addicts fighting or two people who are narcissists fighting. It's like mirror imaging of each other. You're both unhealthy, so you're acting unhealthy. Let's talk about, why can't I speak? Like, I feel like my tongue is getting lazy and there's some karmic energy out in the universe that doesn't like that I'm doing well. They're continuously doing spell work, pulling that Bruce Almighty bullshit, but we're going to go on. Let's talk about why the good breakups happen. Like, that also helps us understand how we can have better breakups in the future. Not that we're aiming for that. But why is it that some people are able to, like, come to, like, I've had breakups like that too that are very, very sweet. We stayed friends, and majority have had nasty breakups. But why is it that we seem to have both? And why specifically, this question, Spirit, why do the good breakups happen? Like, how do they happen that way? Perseverance and joy. It comes from a place of, look, I know this isn't right as far as our relationship, but I want you in my life. You genuinely are a good person. You bring good stuff into my... It's not from a place of hurt. It just comes from a place of we're not right for each other, or we grew apart, but you're an amazing person. I love you. I want your success. Like, I want to be your friend. Like, I want to be a part of your life. It comes from the place of we're just not right as lovers, but I need you in my life still. And if it's not that I need you in my life still, I just want you to go out there and be happy. Like, I'm not trying to break your heart. This isn't about you or me. This isn't anything you did or anything I did. It's not anything to blame. It's just like we fizzled out. It wasn't us. You know what I mean? So I feel like the lack of any real blame or fault plays a big role in being peaceful. Also, that you genuinely have respect and love still for the person. You're not in that place of disgust. You're not like, oh, fuck this person. You know, you're like, this is a hard breakup. This isn't necessarily a breakup you want to do, but you know it's right for yourself and you know it's right for the other person. These are the very teary-eyed ones that are very hard. And I mean, both breakups are hard, but you're crying for two very different reasons. You're crying because you're hurt and you're angry, or you're crying because I know I love you too, but I just want you to be happy too. You know, I wish we could have made this work. You know what I mean? They're two very different cries. Anything else to tell us about enlightenment? Yeah. I think there's an equal level of being able to communicating healthier. Like, you know, yeah, renewal. The actual talk rekindles the relationship. Like, you coming to that, like, I've been feeling off about this. You've been feeling off about this. You know, we've been talking about it, hasn't gotten better. But the confession of, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, is almost like a relief to both of you. That renews the faith that you were both kind of in complacency. It's kind of like the same thing, but you're going about it like you have the angry breakups because you're complacent, because you're hurt, and it's like not what you wanted. But it's the same aspect in the healthy breakups, except it's without the hurt. Like you didn't get cheated on, that person didn't like have an angry rant at you. There's no reason to be angry other than I chose wrong, and you might go through anger for a second, but overall you genuinely still have that love and respect inside the relationship, and that's why you're able to sit down. And because, like I said, there's that I still want you in my life, or I still want us to be good. It's not, you're not coming in, this is what you did to me, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean? It's just, that's void of that, because there's nothing to attack someone or be upset about other than the whole thing is upsetting, that it's shitty that the spark didn't stay. And I feel like you have camaraderie in that feeling of sadness. Like you're sad and the person's also sad. And I feel like you're always touching. Like I had a breakup like this, unfortunately. We were very young, and I'll never forget it. And unfortunately, he died before high school was over. So I'm really, really glad that we had that moment. But he took me up on a ride, which was kind of shitty because that's my favorite rides. So to get dumped on your favorite ride was kind of shitty. But the way he did it was really sweet. Like, we were away from our friends. He's like, Lizzie, you're amazing. You're like my best fucking friend. But I just don't want to kiss you and hold your hand anymore. It doesn't feel right. But I just want to be your friend. And I don't want you to cry. And I don't want people to know that we broke up. Like, I don't want them to be like, oh, Doug broke up with you. He even said that in the breakup. He's like, because, like, you are a good girl. Like, I'm crazy for breaking up with you. I'm more of a best friend than I am of a lover. I see you more of a friend. And it was like, me too. Like, I was, not that I didn't want to, like, hold his hand. And at first it was cool, but, like, it was like 3 days, and I was like, this feels weird. Like, I just want to hang out. Like, I just want to hang out like we used to. Like, this is so weird. And I think we only vibed because we got so close as friends, and because we were boy and girl, we thought, like, okay, well, clearly we have something here. No, it just have a friendship, but it took that awkward of, like, I don't know. But like I said, he still had mad respect for me. And the way he did it like that is the nicest breakup I ever fucking had. He hugged me, like kissed my cheek. Like, I know it's weird that we kiss, but like, this is a friendship kiss. I was like, it's cool. I get it. And he bought me cotton candy at the end of the breakup. Like, I got a gift for being dumped. That was, like, the only time I ever had. Like, it was very sweet, but I think what they're getting at. You know, of course, this is young love. Like, we didn't have fucking jobs and real problems. So it's not, like, the same thing, but I'm, like, telling you, he came at me that way because he saw me as a friend. He saw me as a good heart. He saw me as someone who didn't hurt him, who would never hurt him. So he didn't want to hurt me back. That's how the good, like, I saw Doug break up with some girls. He was a ladies' man, okay? He had like 3 girlfriends in 1 week. God love you, Doug. I know. You know what I mean? But like, you know, he wasn't always nice. So that's also why I took it to heart. I'm like, dang, he doesn't do that for girls. Rest in peace, Doug. Side note, he was a track star. He was the track star of our school, like the fastest runner you will ever see in your life. And we lived in a train town. And unfortunately, our train town got really foggy and like right before dawn when it's still dark. And the train can look like a mile away in the fog when really it's right on you. And that's what happened. And he lived right across the train. It was a very small town. He lived right across the train tracks. Every single day we walked across these train tracks to get to his house. So this isn't something weird for him to do. They were never yelling at us to get off the tracks. He thought he had enough time. Unfortunately, he was with my friend Mark Owens, who just died 2 years ago. But my friend Mark had to watch him get hit by the train. He thought he had enough time, and Mark made it, and he did not. So, it was a sad thing. And they put fences up so nobody can ever walk on the tracks again, and there's a plaque there for him. But yeah, he's a good kid. He probably would have been an amazing athlete. He probably would have went to the Olympics. It was just a mistake. Anyway, let's talk about what to do. What's the best reaction? Like, we talked about the initial breakup, right? Why it goes good, why it goes bad. What initially are first responses when people break up? How can we help there? I feel like I should probably put these back because I didn't get my question out all the way. How can we help the collective healing? Dumpy or dumped? Initial, like let's say first week. First week. Focus. Oh, damn. Luck. Abundance. Okay, so communication and passion. Okay. It's very healthy for you to communicate with passion when you are frustrated and hurt. So let's say you had the bad breakup, right? The best thing I do, and it's going to seem kooky and crazy, but Spirit is again backing me up. I live in a place where I can drive and find a place in the woods, hike in about a mile, and no one's around, and I can just be like, fuck you! You fucking prick! And nobody can hear me. And I just yell out my soul. I have done this on several occasions. It's the most freeing thing I have ever done in my life. Hopefully no hunters are witnessing it up in their posts. And if they are, they're pissed because I'm scaring off their deer, and they're probably laughing hysterically. And maybe one day I will wind up on YouTube as a crazy lady screaming in the woods. Who cares? I feel better. But this is also like talking to a counselor, venting to your friends. I save up old dishes I don't want, anything that's breakable, and I save them in the closet. And when I go through some hard shit, I put them in a bag, like a garbage bag, so they're not going to fly out and hurt anyone. I take a hammer, and I go outside, and I lay that fucking that bag down on some pavement, fucking beat the shit out of it with my hammer. Maybe you have a hanger. I didn't even mean to say that. I am doing laundry though. But yeah, I feel better. It's seemingly crazy, but I'm not hurting anyone. It's controlled, and I feel great. And these are really positive things. And who gives a fuck if people see? Like, what? Would you rather me take this hammer to your face? Then shut up and walk away. Use the crazy to your advantage. Not that you actually would, but scare them into silence. Fucking dicks. But this is putting the focus on, like, a lot of people get into, like, I'm gonna revenge body. I'm gonna make them regret the day they ever dumped me. And if that makes you get up off the couch, and it motivates you, and it puts a smile on your face, and it gets you in the gym every day, and you go to work like, yes, I'm on a mission. This fucking person is gonna eat the day they ever walked out on me. Boom. If that helps you, I feel like that's healthy. Because eventually you're going to start doing it for yourself, and it's not going to be for the other person. Like, you're going to start looking good, start feeling good. You're going to be like, fuck this guy. I'm going to go plant this nice body next to this nice person over there who didn't do me dirty. Like, it'll eventually switch. Or you are going to have that walk moment, and you're just going to walk by and be like, eat it. Eat it, pal or lady. Regret this. And then you're going to walk out and feel amazing. You accomplished your goal. Same effect. You feel good. You did something. It changed your luck. See the bright side of it. See it even in your worst pain. Like, you know what? I'm fucking lucky. I'm a lucky spirit. Took this dick, bitch, whatever, out of my life, because they probably would have ruined it even more. So someone's looking out for me. My luck's changing. I got rid of a toad. Now I'm going to get a prince, or if that's your thing. I like the frilly, prissy suit kinds. I like the gritty ones. Anyway, yeah, abundance. Focus on your abundance. The best thing for a breakup, I overwork. You know, that isn't always healthy. Like, I will fill my time up with making money to get over my sadness, because that just makes me feel like I'm doing something useful with my time, or I write about it. Something that's gonna make me success only makes you more positive. Like volunteering when you're sad makes you feel so much better, because you're smiling and you're like, how can I be sad when all these people are going through? Look at these brave souls. They're so brave and they're so good. I want to be like them. It only inspires you. Volunteering is good for the soul all the way around. Let's see. Let's talk about, just healing in general and the first parts of a breakup, not any specific time. How can I help you heal in a healthy way? Clear your vibes. This is like the burning bowl ritual. I think a burning bowl ritual should be mandatory in every breakup. When you get to that point, don't hate, meditate. When you get to that point and they've come and got all, don't burn their stuff without them, having the opportunity. That's just annoying, okay? Even if they're a shitty-ass person and they deserve to have their shit burnt, don't do it. It's bad karma for you. And you ain't that type of person. That's their shitty-ass vibes. Like, if you want to throw it in the front yard and put it in boxes and say, your shit's in the front yard, come and get it. I mean, even that's low, but at least you're not burning it. Just don't put a free sign in front of it, okay? Because you can get in trouble for giving other people's shit away. But anything that they leave behind that they don't want, anything that's going to hurt the environment, don't burn it. Because, I am team green over here. But, pictures, not a big full bonfire worth of shit, but a couple things. It's just a spiritual release for you. It's like, I'm letting this person and all their shit go. I don't want it in my life anymore. It's a physical thing to help you release, to help you put forth the energy of release. Don't hate, meditate. We get so angry in breakups. Let's face it, some of us really do have reasons to be upset and angry. But that anger is a tether, that is a string from your soul that goes all the way to that person who hurt you, and it stays attached. The only way to cut that string is to let go and forgive. Again, it's not for you. It's so that you're not tethered to that motherfucker. So every time you think of them and you're upset, you're giving them your power, your energy. No. Cut that tether. Whatever you got to do to rise above this anger, meditate, talking to a counselor, writing in your journal, writing the angry thoughts out. Like, I had to burn my journal the first year after my break. It was mostly about my trauma of losing my kid and being angry at spirit. But, just saying all the fucking horrible things, like, fuck this fucking life and this fucking piece of shit asshole. This is what I hate about him. 5 pages. Nobody ever read it. No one ever saw it but me. I burned it. It's not going to hurt anyone. But it was so fucking releasing to just be like, yes, dick! Just to get it out of your body. You can, write songs. You can paint things. Use your gifts to get it out of your body. And if you don't have any, creative gifts, use physical activity, cleaning your house. That only helps you in the end, but it's also releasing. Yeah, live your joy. This is about when the miracle of forgiveness releases you to be open for happier things in your life. By forgiving them, I don't even know if I fully forgive my ex for my children, but I forgive them for the relationship stuff. That person is very broken. They're not someone who I feel is going to do the work. I'd be very shocked. I would applaud them if they did the work. I'm not holding my breath. you gotta accept people for who they are. Like, I've moved on, but as far as my children, I really don't think I can forgive that person for being the father that they were, or lack of a father. Let's talk about what you need to surrender. What's healthy things to surrender in any form of releasing a breakup? It might take years for me to get over the baby step. I just don't have respect for someone who can't pay their last respects to their own child. This is gross. Surrender procrastination and surrender resentments. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Yes, I think we get stuck in this procrastination. Like, I don't want to get up and meet other people. Fuck love. I don't want to get up and eat healthy and work out and feel better about myself so I'm happy. Like, you get stuck in depression when you break up, and depression lies to you. And it makes you focus on all the wrong things, and it makes you procrastinate on going after changes you need to make, or seeing the changes you need to make. And surrendering resentments, like that. What I just said is a huge resentment towards my ex. I should forgive that they didn't come to the funeral. I don't know if I ever will, but I should. That's holding on to a resentment. That's a tether. I technically should be cutting it too. I'm not a saint either. I'm in this boat with you. I think it's different when it comes to your children, and we're going to be getting into that kind of therapy later. But I don't want to get too far ahead. The resentment of what I'm talking about, releasing your exes, like if they cheated, if they didn't treat you the way you wanted, if they lied to you, just holding on and being bitter about that. I feel like always, when I don't release that and I start dating, I start expecting the people that I'm dating to be acting like my ex, because I haven't released that tether. I'm still holding on to things that I haven't put away and learned from. So one, I'm manifesting people like my ex, and I'm expecting them to act like them. So I have my guard up. So that's only hindering me, if you understand my reference. So if you don't cut that tether of anger and what they did to you, you're going to be attracting lovers like them back into your life. And you're going to be expecting and manifesting those things into every interaction after that you don't cut the tether. Tether cutting is hard, especially if you have like grief on top of it. I really don't think breakups and grief should be together, but it happens so much. It's brutal. All right, let's see. What else can we talk about? Healing from breakups and our exes. What can make us be healthier and do this in a more healthier light, despite the breakup or the situation? Let's understand the psychology of a breakup. Oh, damn. Synchronicities. There's usually always signs, even if like we didn't see it coming at the time. When you go back in your mind and you think and you relive the breakup, because this is all something we do, you're going to then see the signs. And I think no matter when you're seeing the signs, whether you haven't broken up yet or you see them after, it's important to recognize why those signs existed, why you ignored them, and where they're coming from to you. So, if you are a spiritual person, why are you getting signs? What do you feel like your life purpose is as far as love? What kind of partner do you see yourself ending up with? And I guarantee you, when you ask those questions and when you open that wormhole, you're going to be like, my ex just didn't check the boxes. But we aren't able to see that until after the breakup sometimes. When we sit and we look at all the signs, like, oh my God, this person did that, and I should have did this, or I should have responded this way. We can't go back. The point to go back is not to nitpick and berate yourself, but it's to see that mistake. Okay, I should have done that. Okay, next time I know to do that. Okay, move on. So that in the next relationship, if that situation comes up, you're not reacting badly again. You're going to remember, okay, last time I didn't do this. I'm going to do it this way, this time. And you're going to have a different outcome. Fear is a big, big thing. A lot of people stay in relationships because of fear, and a lot of people have a lot of fear when the breakup happens. Fear of being alone, fear of doing things on their own, fear of, facing everybody after the breakup, fear of facing your ex, fear of, making a mistake if you are the one that made the breakup. You fear making a mistake down the road. There's all this fear, and fear is either a motivator or it keeps you standing still. And when it comes to breakups and relationships, majority of us stand still in that fear. We're either too scared to notice that some signs are being shown to us that this isn't a healthy relationship, until that tower falls and we're forced to have fear, like, where do I go from here? What do I do? But it's all about connections. We are, as human beings, it is our purpose to meet and fall in love or make friends or talk to strangers. It's all about human connections. And connections in our life are either brief, mild, short, or long. Every connection teaches you something. Every connection gives you something. Even if it's a horrible connection that you are happy it is over with, it still brought something into your life, whether that be a lesson, whether that be a literal thing. There's an ebb and flow. Connections are going to come and go. We need to learn as people to not let that fear of change be the catalyst as to why we stay in things and why we don't overcome things. We need to learn to use fear as that motivator. Like, I'm more scared to stay in a relationship and be unhappy than I am scared of leaving a relationship that isn't happy and perhaps regretting it later. Like, if you are pulled and you're getting signs to do something so much so that you take action on it, or someone takes action on it, that was meant to happen. So take the lesson and the blessing and drop the fear and drop the anger, because those are just tethers that keep you to a life and a person you don't want. Let's see. Any other advice about breakups, Spirit, that we need to give our collective? How do they forgive their ex and move on healthy? Angels of healing are with you. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I enhance your strength. So, this is the angels literally calling out for you. When you are going through a breakup, Archangel Raphael is your best friend. Pray to that angel. They will come. They will help give you the strength and the guidance you need. That's literally answering, who do you pray for? Like, I pray for St. Anthony. Pray to St. Anthony when I lose my keys, or I need direction, or I need to find my way. I always pray to St. Anthony. When something's going on with animals, I'll be like, St. Peter, I need you. I need your help. It's a critter. And it always helps, even if it's not the outcome I want. And it's like them dying and not being in pain anymore. If I'm in like a war situation and I need help and I need protection, I pray to St. Christopher. Angels are the same. Angels have different divinations. I call Archangel Michael when I'm dealing with my demonology stuff, and Shamuel and Raphael as well there. I will call all the angels, but specifically when my heart is hurt, when I'm going through it and I'm crying in my pillow, I call Raphael. It's my favorite cuddle bug angel, and Uriel too. They cuddle me all the time. And Shamuel. And Metatron. And Michael. They all cuddle you. But the snuggle you, it's okay. That's Raphael. Welcome abundance into your life. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that Source will heal your financial challenges. This is not about money. This is about relationship and this trust. This is Spirit saying prosperity is on the way to you, as in the right relationship. The relationship you actually want, better than you could even imagine, is now on its way to you because you cleared the path from something that was in your way from keeping this going. Breakups are angels clearing the path for what is right for you. Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. Exactly. Your overall plan is right, that you want love and to be loved and returned, and that love is worth fighting for, and that relationships are good. These are all right things to be wanting in your life. But the plan wasn't that great, as in the person you were planning with wasn't right for you. So reflect on why that person wasn't right for you. Reflect why the plan didn't work out. And then move on from it. Don't hinder on the pain. Don't stay in the anger. Take the lesson and the blessing and hit the road, Jack, with the rest of it. All right, what else do we need to know about relationships and breakups and how to heal your ex in a healthy way? Alchemy. This is about manifesting. The best thing to do when something goes wrong is to start manifesting something better. Okay, this relationship wasn't right for me. What kind of relationship do I want? Start daydreaming about that. By daydreaming about it, that's beginning of manifestation. Start journaling about it. Start imagining yourself worthy of that. Say every day, I'm going to find a person like this. Manifest it into existence. Sexual arts. I think a lot of us get confused about connection with sex. And break up a lot of times people, that saying, the best way to get over someone is to get under someone. I feel like a lot of people take that to heart and literally just go out, break up, heart hurts, not at all remotely ready for a relationship, but they have sex because they're lonely. They miss the sexual connection, or they're really the only thing we miss about the ex is the sex. It's like the last thing we can't really let go of. Because you get comfortable with someone, you have sex with them for a while. It's hard to get, whether you like sex and you are able, it's like not the same. Majority of us get hung up on missing the sex and not the actual person, and it can make us feel like we're missing them and wanting them back in our lives when really you just want booty. You're just in a horny moment. Yeah, wild. Everything is drawn back to, you can get caught up a lot in your, a lot of reasons why exes come back together, break up, come back together, and break up. They don't ever draw this line of, there's always going to be passion sometimes. Even when you break up, even angry passion. You can literally hate someone and still have angry sex and still crave that angry sex. Don't allow your passions to cloud the real, wait for the magic, not the booty. You know what I mean? Wait for the magic, not the booty when dating someone else. And don't self-sabotage your connections by projecting what your ex did to you on someone else, or going on a date and talking about your ex, or just reliving the past so much that you don't even put yourself out there again. Don't self-sabotage your life because something didn't work out for you. Doesn't mean everything's going to end up that way. That person, that thing wasn't for you. That's okay. Out there is someone for you and something for you, and they're bringing it towards you. Have a little faith in yourself. What else do we need to know about healing? Creativity. The best way to release is art. Like I said, if you're not an artistic person, you can hit a punching bag, you can work out, you could go for a walk. But listening to music, writing music, drawing, painting, building something with your hands, wood, clay, whatever, something creative helps you get your thoughts narrowed down. You think while you're doing it. It also can take your mind off of things at the same time, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment. From your pain came this. maybe you can make a little money off of it too. That's awesome. The best revenge. Spiritual career. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people use the pain of breakups to propel them in their careers. And a lot of people in the artistic, like, look at all these musicians. They have a breakup. They write this album. It's like a #1 album. They win all these awards. They make all this money. And it all stemmed from a fucking breakup. You know what I mean? That happens all the time, not just for famous people. Like, this person broke up with so-and-so, and so-and-so always wanted a bakery and always said they were going to do it, and this guy or this girl that broke up with him was like, you're never going to have a fucking bakery. And so they break up, and she's like, fuck it, I'm going to get this bakery. I'm going to make something of myself just to that asshole that broke up with me. And he ends up making a bakery, and it becomes the #1 bakery in the area, making mad money, all stemmed from a breakup. You know, shit like that happens all the time. Use it to your advantage, because that's also taking a lesson, and that lesson you learned through your creativity might help someone else learn their lesson, which you're paying it forward now for spirit. Let's close it out with the Urban Tarot. Oh, we don't need those cards. They're just the information cards. How can we heal from our exes in a healthy way? Woo! Gain, the Lovers, and Failure in reverse. Yes, work on your gains. Have that gain mentality of, I didn't lose something. I'm gaining room for the right lover. And don't enter a new relationship until you found, like, this is not settling to me. This is waiting for right love. This is focusing on the fact that it ended for a reason, because that person wasn't your one, and your one's coming into your life. And this is letting go of the failure and not holding on to anger and tethers and bitterness, and realizing that we all pick wrong, and that was just my wrong pick, but my right pick is coming. That's how you get over a relationship every single time. Revenge bad. Write a hit album. Make a gain from your loss. And by putting love into yourself and focusing on yourself and making yourself healthier and happier, you're going to be calling in the right love, a soulmate that sees that glow about you and only wants to keep you glowing. And if you do that, you're not going to fail. If you learn the lessons, if you put the work in, if you don't settle for something like your ex or settle for a relationship when you're not ready, this is like, put the work in, be healed, be healthy, and be ready for love. And when you are, accept the right love for you, and you won't fail. Learn the lesson, take the blessing, and drop the rest. I need a t-shirt with that on it. Yes. Out of every war ends in peace. Even if they don't write it in the fucking book, when the battle ends and the last person is hauled away off the battlefield, there's a moment of peace. Always comes. It always comes, even if it's fleeting. But peace should always be your outcome. Don't ever let, whether it be a breakup or a failure or a loss in your life, don't ever let it make you bitter and keep you stuck in rage and resentment and take you to a dark place. One that gives you premature wrinkles, like crow's feet like me, and it takes you from your purpose. It takes you from your high vibration, and it leaves you in lack. And fuck that. No one's worth that. Ever. Boo-boo. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you some advice on how you can get over your ex and get through your relationship. And next week, let's peek at my page. We did how to forgive your ex and spouse and partner this week. Next week is how to forgive your attacker or bully. So we're going to be talking about people who were raped, child abuse, physical abuse. How do you overcome this and become a stronger person? But not only that, the second part I got hung up on that, a bully. It doesn't have to be like a physical thing. It could just be somebody's voice that you always hear in your head that hangs you up, or how to just deal with a bully in general. We're going to be facing that next week. So, Soulful Sunday, how to forgive your attacker and bully to be healthier and have a more vibrant life. If you're interested in that, please stay tuned for next week. If you like this one, if it resonated, if you want me to keep going with these series and long after the 20 weeks, let me know by hitting the thumbs up below. If you like my energy, please subscribe. And again, after the 20 weeks, I'm going to be looking at my growth and whether I'm keeping this channel at all, because I am on a shaman journey and I really want to make sure I'm using my gifts. As of right now, I like YouTube. I feel like it's a good thing, but I still haven't grown. Still at the same number. Not that I'm harsh. I don't really harsh on numbers too much, but like I said, there's got to be some growth. I can't just be stagnant. I'm a Virgo. I do not like stagnancy. I don't. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you all again in a couple of days. Remember, I'm not going to be filming again until Thursday unless I come home with some energy, then I definitely will. I had a few pop-up readings last week that I felt in the vibe. So if I come home and I feel like doing it, of course, I will shoot, but I can't promise that. I work Sunday night until Thursday morning. So I will be back with you next Thursday for the tea time therapy session with Spirit. That's a channel therapy session. I don't pick a topic. I just kind of let Spirit lead. And then Friday is Skybar Confessions, which is your departed loved one readings. And Saturday is Pillow Talk Saturdays, where we get into like sex and relationship and love. And then, of course, Sunday is our Soulful Sessions with Spirit, which is a guided. And that one, of course, is another anger management series next week. Forgiving your attacker and bully. So that was the spiel. Also, let me just shout this out one more time. March 17th, I'm doing another giveaway for another deck. It's the Earthcraft Oracle. It's a very good deck. I don't use it. I don't jive with it, and I really want it to find a home with somebody who loves it. The best thing about this deck, it represents every nationality. It has all different body types, all different shades, which I'm supportive of that. I'm trying to buy decks that are very future forward, and this is definitely one of them. So I'm trying to also inspire the people out there to be looking at more decks with more culture and more spice and representative of more cultures and not so cookie cutter. But again, all you have to do is be a subscriber. I did a giveaway reading. I put a little Easter egg and somebody found it, and I will be continuing to do that, not all in the same place, but I did one giveaway, so keep looking out. This week was a departed loved one. I'm going to change topics every time, so stay tuned for those. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you sometime, maybe before Thursday. But definitely Thursday. I can't promise during the work week. It's just with this new job, I don't know. My body hurts just thinking about it. All right, toodles, bye.